To all the non-believers, 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 non-believers.
What's up, y'all? This is J Varsity, and this is episode 31 of NBA Talk, Playoff Edition. And we are continuing going over all the game twos in the NBA playoffs. And last night, we had the Toronto Raptors and the Orlando Magic, game two, Denver versus the Spurs, game two, OKC and Portland, game two. Now, let's talk about the Toronto Raptors and the Orlando Magic. Much similar to the Philadelphia 76ers and the Brooklyn Nets, the Toronto Raptors came a lot more aggressive. They didn't try to, how I say, play to the level of their opponent, but they just came out aggressive from the gate. Kawhi Leonard especially, he came out a little extra aggressive, especially shooting the three. The, the Orlando Magic came in a little lethargic, to tell you the truth, because I don't know if maybe they were just feeling themselves or something like that, but they came in, they were trying to fight, and then they it looked like from the jump I saw a different Toronto Raptor team than I saw in game one, because I just saw them being a lot more aggressive and taking a lot smarter shots, like looking for a better percentage shot. Especially Kyle Lowry, who went scoreless in game one. It's just, you have your days. It's like one day is like you just don't make smart decisions, and then the next day is like you make better decisions, and that's what I saw from the Toronto Raptors. From the Orlando Magic, we tried to see something similar to what they saw in game one, but their shots just were not falling. I guess they were going through the same motion of what the Toronto Raptors did, except their shots were just not falling as much. The, I still feel like this series is going to be a little tough because Orlando has shown that they could put up a fight with the Raptors. So who knows how these next two games are going to go in Orlando, but I like how the Raptors changed up their game plan in game two, and yeah, they came out a lot more aggressive. They were not trying to force anything, and I felt like Orlando was just trying to create too much out of nothing, because there was a lot of possessions where they did get shut down, and then they tried to force something and it just forced into a bad turnover. And they did a great job protecting the rim and stripping them of the ball, playing great on-ball defense, playing great zone. It wa- like I said, it was a different Toronto Raptor team and a different Orlando Magic team. It was like the roles were reversed, but I think the next two games are going to be a little bit more of a dogfight, but depending on which team shows up. Because if Orlando comes out as aggressive as they did in game one, then the Raptors need to come out with that game two mentality in Orlando. Like, I'm not saying Kawhi Leonard has to drop 40 for the rest of the series, but the rest of the team needs to do their part like they did in game two, like we saw from Siakam, like we saw from Kyle Lowry, like we saw from Marcus Saul, like even from Van Vliet, even from Norman Powell. It was team basketball, team chemistry, and for the Toronto Raptors, this group has been together for so long. The only people that are new there are Kawhi Leonard, Marc Gasol, Danny Green. Uh, if I'm forgetting anybody, excuse me, but this Toronto Raptors team should most likely get past Orlando. Like, I don't see them losing this series against Orlando. And to the small percentage you do, I respect your optimism, and I respect that you root for the underdog, because I do that myself. But I do see Toronto winning this series. Now on to the Denver Nuggets and the San Antonio Spurs. And when we all thought that the Denver Nuggets were probably going to get exposed in the playoffs, the the Spurs were looking to almost run away with this game, because again we were seeing a little bit of inefficiency from the Denver Nuggets, but then they showed they're the number 2 seed in the Western Conference for a reason. They started playing their game, getting the fast break buckets, taking smarter threes, taking smarter attacking the paint, which is something that you need to do against the Spurs. You need to make smart plays. You need to make more accurately dependent plays, because the Spurs will expose your biggest weakness. And Jokic came out and played a better game than he did in game one. And then shout out to Gary Harris, Beasley, Paul Millsap. They did great on the defensive end. Jamal Murray came in to close the game, putting up his 24 points and just straight up closing the game, putting it away with his great 3-point shooting. I like Jamal Murray, to tell you the truth. He comes out and balls. He has his days where he feels himself a little bit, but then when he balls, he balls. And I'm liking that he's finally getting a taste of the playoff stage. And to do it against the Spurs, that's always going to be a challenge. So I'm going to like what we're going to see when they go to San Antonio, because I feel like we're going to see some great games, especially because, like I said, when you have the Spurs as a matchup, they're never going to go down without a fight. What you're talking about, Greg Popovich, his coaching style, his team is always going to come in for a war when it comes to the playoffs. So the Spurs are going to come in. They're going to be ready to defend home court, especially after stealing game one and then losing the lead, being up 19 and losing game two. Denver better come back with that aggressive mentality, especially on defense. But man, on to the next game with the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Portland Trail Blazers. Before I get to Portland, I gotta say something. I'm getting a little annoyed with OKC. I'm getting a little annoyed because it's almost been the same thing every year. I don't remember the last time the Oklahoma City Thunder have won a road playoff game. I don't remember. It's been so long. I don't think they've won a road playoff game since 2016. If I'm correct. If I'm wrong, please write it down in the comments. But I just don't understand. For a team in the regular season that looked great defensively and looked like they played somewhat fast-paced basketball, now I'm looking at them and they're looking sluggish, and they're solely depending on Russell Westbrook and Paul George. Like, I don't understand what the heck is going on. For a team that's been, for the majority of the roster that has been together for so long, I don't understand why do they shrink and solely depend on Russell Westbrook and Paul George to do everything, that when the whole season they've played great team defense and great team basketball. They've moved the ball around. I don't understand what is going on. It's starting to tick me off. And if I'm certain that they're going to win their home games. I'm very certain that they're going to win their home games. But my problem is with them on the road. I'm really having a problem with them on the road because they don't make smart decisions, and then Russell Westbrook makes the most ill-advised shots I don't understand why he tries to charge into the defense so much when he knows he's not going to get the foul call. Russell Westbrook is most likely going to get called for an offensive foul than get a foul called on a defender and he knows it. I don't understand why he keeps doing it. It's like, I don't understand. It makes no sense. It's like, and then Paul George, you're getting shut down by a Aminu. You need to attack the paint. Why are you going for step back threes if he keeps swatting them? He keeps swatting your 3-point shots. I don't understand. You need to find a way in a pick and roll to get switched off of Aminu because obviously he has you on lockdown. I don't care if you're putting up 26, 27 points. If you have to struggle to earn every single point just so this could be a less than 10-point game, let alone you and Russ are literally letting Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum literally rain threes all over you, is just beyond me. Now, that's just OKC side. Now, I know I got on Damian Lillard last year for how he played against the Pelicans. But man, He has really shut me up this year. Damian Lillard, you are really shutting me up right now because I got on your case last year for how you played against the Pelicans. But you have been going at Russell Westbrook like he was your worst enemy, like as if he stole your lunchbox like when you were in elementary school. You're going at him. You're going at him like a hunter going after his prey because he goes at Russell Westbrook every single possession. On defense, he's drawing offensive fouls. He's making these ridiculous threes. Him and CJ McCollum, I couldn't be any happier that they're just being so aggressive. And then they look the way they're running their offense through them, both of them, and getting other people involved. Aruka Aminu, Seth Curry, Enes Kanter, who is dominating the boards, it's team basketball. Again, I'm going to say it, team basketball. Unlike OKC, that's solely depending right now on their two stars, Portland is playing team basketball. They're playing team defense, team basketball. They're getting open shots. The explosiveness of Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum is opening the three-point shot and opening the lane because OKC looks sluggish. OKC just looks straight sluggish. I just don't get it. They look slow whenever they have to guard Damian Lillard or CJ McCollum. And then Seth Curry comes in, and I'm literally watching the game, and Seth Curry comes into the game and knocks down 2 threes in a row, and I'm like, what? OKC looked like they didn't know how to defend last night. They really didn't. Like, that is not the Oklahoma City Thunder that I saw all year round. And I don't understand, why is this the pattern that I see every single year with the Thunder now? It was worse with Carmelo last year because they were worse defensively, I thought, with Melo last year, and I thought OKC's going to be so much better. Now that it's just Paul George and Russell Westbrook because, they're both great on-ball defenders. Right now, I'm not liking how it's going. I'm not liking it. And they better get their act together in games 3 and 4 because if Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum come in with that same aggressiveness on the road in OKC, man, you better come with that we're about to get swept and just straight fight with everything you got. I expect Russell Westbrook, Paul George, Steven Adams, Dennis Schroeder. I expect that whole team to play a lot more aggressive and make smarter decisions with their possessions. Because I'm tired of them just looking at the ref, looking for a call when they know they're not going to get one. Anyway, yeah, that's just my overview of the game 2s. And that's just my overview of the game 2s so far in progress. I'm keeping up with the coverage of the playoffs so far. So far, so good. Anyway, this is your boy Jay Varsity. Hit the bell, comment, subscribe if you like basketball content. This is your boy Jay Varsity, and I am out. Peace.
Make them bow down when they need us.
We got some non-believers out there.
Make believers out of non-believers.